The Phantom Kangaroo. The kangaroo, as I am sure you already know, is a very adorable Australian marsupial. Images of kangaroos can be found in ancient cave paintings from the area and are many times depicted in children's cartoons and displayed on stickers and in coloring books for all to enjoy, not exactly conjuring images of fear and dread in the mind of most sane people. However, in my search to bring unusual content to the audience, I have uncovered a very peculiar set of stories that may indeed give us ponder on our next visit to the zoo and have us looking over our shoulders as we take out the trash or check our mail. Today I would like to talk to you about a fearsome creature that has been spotted in many parts of our beautiful country and in fact also many other countries where kangaroos just should not reside outside of a fenced area. I would like to talk to you about the dreaded Phantom Kangaroo. Welcome to Trail Time Stories. We hope you enjoy the scenery as we read stories that step out of the normal day-to-day mundane routine and help put ourselves in the character of those that have been briefly pulled from their sanctuary of safety and all too often times their sanity. If you like the content, please like and subscribe as there will be much more content in the near future. The following excerpt is from none other than Wikipedia. A phantom kangaroo is a report of kangaroos, wallabies, or their accompanying footprints in areas where there is no native population. Some explanations put forth are escaped zoo or circus animals, as in the UK, or publicity stunts by local businesses using photographs from Australia. Others suggest outbreaks of such sightings are a form of mass hysteria, France. It is sometimes said there is a population of kangaroos living in the wild in the township of Amancé, about 31 miles southwest of Paris. In fact, they are red-necked wallabies. These wallabies are descended from a breeding population which escaped a zoological reserve in the 1970s. Japan. Between 2003 and 2010, there was a series of phantom kangaroo sightings in the Miyama Mountain District of Osaki Miyagi City in Miyagi Prefecture. In 1831, after arriving in Australia, two sailors from the Sydney Packet reported that they had seen a giant kangaroo 30 feet tall at a small cove in Dusky Sound, South Island. From a small boat, they observed it standing near the tree line, and when they came too close, the animal jumped into the water and swam away, leaving a wake extending from one end of the sound to the other. Kauai Island in the Hauraki Gulf has a colony of 3 species of wallabies descending from a deliberate introduction by Sir George Grey, a 19th century governor. New Zealand also has a wild population of wallabies in the Waimate district of South Island that were introduced for hunting in the late 19th century. United Kingdom. Documented colonies of red-necked wallabies exist in the United Kingdom. In Staffordshire, a breeding colony established itself after breaking loose from a private zoo in Leek, Staffordshire in the 1930s. Their population seems to have peaked in the 1970s, reaching numbers between 60 and 70. There were no confirming sightings of the wallabies between 2000 and 2007, with some locals believing they must have died out. In 2009, newspapers reported wallaby sightings, including clear pictures that made reference to sightings in 2008. In recent years, BBC News has documented numerous wallaby sightings across the UK. In Connachan, an island in Loch Lomond in Scotland, has a population of wallabies as well. Lady Erin Colquhoun introduced them in the 1920s. Subsequent sightings have been made, including a report of Bennett's wallaby filmed by zoologist Maurice Melzack in Highgate Cemetery, Hampstead, London in October 2013, and an albino wallaby in Northamptonshire in 2015. United States. In 1934, near South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, an atypical kangaroo, or kangaroo-like beast, was reported by several witnesses over a 5-day period, and to have killed and partially devoured several animals, including ducks, geese, a German Shepherd police dog, and other dogs. Kangaroos are typically unaggressive and vegetarian. A witness described the animals as looking like a large kangaroo, running and leaping across a field. A search party followed the animal's tracks to a mountainside cave where they stopped. The animal was never found, and national news coverage drew widespread ridicule. In 1974 in Chicago, Illinois, 2 Chicago police officers were called to investigate a report that a kangaroo was standing in someone's porch. After a brief search, the officers located the animal in an alleyway but were unable to capture it. Over the next month, numerous kangaroo sightings were reported in Illinois and the neighboring states of Indiana and Wisconsin, with timings suggesting more than one animal if reports were accurate. A kangaroo was seen the next day by a paperboy, the next week in Schiller Woods, Illinois, and the week after that just outside Plano, Illinois, reported by a police officer who said it jumped 8 feet from a field into the road. 30 minutes later, a kangaroo was reported back in Chicago, then reported on the following 3 days in the surrounding countryside. A few days later, there was a rash of sightings in Indiana. Reports ceased about a month after the original story. In 1978, in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, 2 men photographed a large kangaroo beside the highway. Arthur Loren Coleman, described as the leading authority on North American kangaroo sightings, suggested the animal looked like a Bennett's wallaby. In 2013 in Oklahoma, a kangaroo was reportedly recorded by hunters in a field. The video was published on the website YouTube and prompted speculation that the animal may be a pet kangaroo who went missing in the state just over a year earlier. Also in 2013, the Ridgefield Press reported that a motorist in North Salem, New York, captured on video what he thought was a kangaroo and published the video on their website. The newspaper noted that escaped wallabies smaller than kangaroos were known in Winchester County, which encompasses North Salem. Several people in the county had kept wallabies as pets. The following is from Phantom Kangaroo Cryptid Wiki Fandom. The Phantom Kangaroo is a strange, out-of-place marsupial that has been reported in many places. It basically looks like a normal kangaroo except for some reports of giant kangaroos. Sightings. During the tornado of 1899 in Richmond, Wisconsin, a woman saw a kangaroo leaping across her backyard. In 1934, a giant kangaroo supposedly killed and ate police dogs in Hamburg, Tennessee. In 1958, Charles Wetzel saw a kangaroo chasing dogs near his cabin home in the Platte River near Grand Isle, Nebraska. Leonard Siggy and Michael Byron, 2 policemen, saw a kangaroo in an alley in 1974. The animal escaped by kicking Siggy in the legs when he tried to handcuff the kangaroo. In 1978, in Waukesha, Wisconsin, 2 men took a blurry picture of a kangaroo they saw in a bush. In 1981, Ray Alt was tending to his sheep flock when a huge kangaroo came bounding past. In 1999, a woman named Louise Eckhart saw a big animal jump by cows on her farm in Wellman, Iowa. In 2000, there were 4 sightings of a 6-foot kangaroo eating leaves in Lewisham, London. In 2013, in Oklahoma, a kangaroo was reportedly recorded by hunters in a field. The video was published on the website YouTube and prompted speculation that the animal may be a pet kangaroo who went missing in the state just over a year earlier. Possibilities. Most of the sightings were probably just escaped zoo kangaroos or wallabies. However, some sightings do fit the description of an extinct type of giant short-faced kangaroo called Procoptodon. These animals were herbivores and lived in groups. There is really no explanation for kangaroos eating police dogs, though, unless it is a surviving Ecaldetta, a predatory fanged kangaroo that lives in Australia over 10 million years ago. But killing the police dogs is possible for a herbivore kangaroo if the kangaroo had received rabies or had been attempting to defend itself. Loren Coleman and Mark A. Hall theorize that some sightings of phantom kangaroos may actually be sightings of devil monkeys. Though kangaroos and wallabies outside of Australia is not unheard of, Isle of Man has been home to hundreds of wild wallabies ever since a pair escaped in the 1970s. So here are some of the places that they have been spotted. San Francisco, California, Golden, Colorado, Concord, Delaware, Chicago, Dalton City, DeQuinn, Evanston, Lansing, Plano, Rock Island, Illinois, Carmel, Rensselaer, Sheridan, Indiana, Ottumwa and Wellman, Iowa, Abilene and Wakefield, Kansas, Detroit and East Lansing, Michigan, Anoka and Coon Rapids, Minnesota, Grand Island, Endicott, Fairbury, and Stanton, Nebraska, Milltown, Marimaca, New Brunswick, Canada; Webster, New York; Asheville, North Carolina; Bridgetown, Nova Scotia, and Canada; Grove City and Monroe, Ohio; Owasso and Tulsa, Oklahoma; Scarborough, Ontario, Canada; Hamburg, Tennessee; Cedar Fort, Utah; Puyallup, Washington; Brookfield, Eau Claire County; New Richmond, Pewaukee, and Waukesha, Wisconsin. Significant sightings. During the New Richmond, Wisconsin tornado of June 12, 1899, a kangaroo was seen running through a woman's backyard. Although a circus was in town, apparently no kangaroos were accompanying it. On January the 13th and 14th, 1934, a giant kangaroo reportedly killed and ate some police dogs in Hamburg, Tennessee. Reverend W. J. Hancock saw it running and leaping across a field. On July the 28th, 1958, Charles Wetzel saw a deer-like animal chasing some dogs by his cabin on the Flat River near Grand Island, Nebraska. When he got within 10 yards of it, he realized it was a kangaroo. It bounded away into an alfalfa field, taking 10-foot leaps. Wetzel, who operated a brewery, was so taken with the experience that he named one of his beer brands Wetzel Kangaroo Beer. Chicago policemen Leonard Sigge and Michael Byron encountered a 5-foot kangaroo in the early morning of October 18, 1974, in a dark alley on the northwest side of the city. When Sigge tried to handcuff it, the animal kicked him hard in the legs before it escaped by leaping over a fence. After more than 2 weeks of mysterious kangaroo sightings in the Waukesha, Wisconsin area, 2 men took a blurry Polaroid photograph of a kangaroo they saw in the bush near Pewaukee on April the 24th, 1978. Lauren Coleman says it resembles a red-necked wallaby, or swamp wallaby. Years later, an unconfirmed story surfaced that 2 men were taxidermists who had taken a photo of a stuffed wallaby. In early June 1981, Ray Alt was tending sheep near Cedar Fort, Utah, when he saw a big yellowish kangaroo jump past his herd. On August the 4th, 1999, Lewis Eckert saw a kangaroo-like animal with a long tail on her cattle farm near Wellman, Iowa. In October 2000, there were 4 sightings of a 6-foot kangaroo nibbling on leaves in Beckenham Place Park near Lewisham, London. Possible explanations: zoo escapees such as a kinkajou, civet, or an actual kangaroo have been suggested as candidates and occasionally caught. The raccoon-like white-nosed coati often carries its long tail erect as it runs. Though it is seen more often in bands rather than alone, its range is limited to Arizona, New Mexico, and Mexico. Thank you for watching and listening to today's video and story. We know your time is valuable and really do appreciate that you spent some of it with us today. If you haven't already, then please like and subscribe, so it helps us greatly. We hope to see you again soon. Have a great day or evening. Trail Time Stories out.